Hello, this is Anthony David Hobbs, and I've done reviews on Terminators 1, 2 and 3, but not number 4. So this is my review on Terminator 4, or it's called Terminator Salvation. And there will be some spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen the film, then, watch this another time. And, well, I'm going to give some constructive criticism, is it a good movie, is it a bad movie? I think the simple answer is, it's somewhere in the middle, It's not awful, but it's not brilliant, It was a moderate hit, but it was not a blockbuster, They didn't start making sequels straight away. No, they didn't, no. It came out in 2009. I saw it brand new in the cinema. It was really, really loud. Yes, really loud soundtrack. I don't know, to make it more exciting, the sound was louder. And, okay, I'll start out by saying some good things, and then I'll say some bad things about it. The good thing is it does deliver in action. Yes, loads of spectacular action sequences, loads of chase sequences, brilliant special effects. It does deliver on that. We get a Terminator with half his face ripped off, so you see half the face, half the... That seems to be sort of like a rule in all three films, parts of the face missing on the robot. We see Terminators in different stages. We see one called the T-600, and he has rubber skin instead of real skin. So we see them in their primitive stage before the cyborgs that we know before. So a bit of origin, a bit how they started and everything, and how they started off. We see Los Angeles, or what's left of it, in a completely ruined state. Yes, it's utterly devastated from nuclear blast. There's always this threat of a nuclear blast. Well, we see the aftermath. We see what it looks like after the nuclear blast. So that's something a bit new. And it takes place in the year 2018. Which isn't that far in the future now, is it? No. So, yes, these films... Oh dear, in a few years they're going to look so dated because they're all set in the future in the year 2018, And the battle was finally won in 2029. Or was it won in 2032? I'm pretty sure it's 2029, but in Terminator 3 they say something about it going on until 2032, well, more or less 2032. Anyway, let's get to the point. Yes, and also, I think the target audience is really people that have seen the Terminator films before. But also, I suppose you could enjoy it in a way if you hadn't seen any Terminator films, because the main character called Marcus, he's put in a state of hibernation or something, and when he wakes up, he sees Los Angeles, it all devastated, or the whole city's in ruins. It's like, what the hell is going on? How did this happen, And he doesn't know what Terminators are, so somebody has to explain it to him and explain how this all happened and everything. So yes, we have... a newcomer, an outsider, And I think they do that in all three Terminator films. Yeah, we have at least one person who doesn't know what it's about, so some explaining is in order. And I do love the first three Terminator films, don't get me wrong. But here's just one bit of criticism about them all. It's a chase sequence in all three, John Connor, or John Connor's mother, is always on the run. It's set in the present, I suppose that's the format that seems to work. Well, we don't have that in this one. No, it's not about... I think the focus of the story is more on Marcus being confused and doesn't know if humanity deserves a second chance or not. So the story is a bit different to what we're familiar with, yeah. Because we're now in the future. They don't talk about machines taking over in the future tense anymore. No, it's the present tense, even though it's in the future. So yes, it's quite a different story to what we're familiar with before. And... But it didn't do as well as they might have hoped. It was directed by McGee, who of course is famous for directing the two Charlie's Angels films, and you can sort of tell because it is non-stop action. We see John Connor, he's an important commander, but he's not the leader of the whole resistance, And, okay, I'm going to say a few bad things about it now. There's one bit when the commander, the commander who's commander before John Connor becomes commander, he wants to destroy the Skynet base. Utterly destroy it, which is fair enough. Except, wait a minute, that won't do any good. That will delay the machines, but it will not end the war. Because as we'd established in Terminator 3, every single individual machine has the Skynet component, the Skynet virus thing inside it. So to win the war, you can't kill their leader. That won't stop it. No, you have to kill every single individual machine, in order to win this war. So, And destroying the Skynet base will not end the war. No, it won't. You have to kill every single machine, you know. And second point, Kyle Reese, who of course we the audience know is John Connor's father, and because he was a man from the future, in this time, in the year 2018, John Connor's about 30, and his father is about 15 or 16, and he's a prisoner inside the Skynet base. And so, of course, if Skynet base is nuked, that means all the people, all the prisoners, including Kyle Reese, will be destroyed. And of course, if Kyle Reese is destroyed, then John Connor will never exist, and he won't be able to, you know, be this great leader. So why doesn't John Connor just say that to the people? Why doesn't he tell them his foreknowledge, that he knows things about the future? Has he told them and they didn't believe him? Or has he told them and they do believe him, but they don't deem him important enough to be saved? You know, that bit could have been explained a bit better, you know. Yes, at no point does he say, I'm a guy from the future, you know. He just, yeah, he could have emphasised a bit on that, you know. And okay, spoiler alert, the big twist is Marcus is, he has robot arms and legs. Now, is he a robot programmed to think he was once human, or is he a human with parts of his body modified by the Terminator machines? It's not clearly specified. I think, from what I can make out, he was originally human, that's the thing, because he agrees to help the Resistance fight the machines. But they could have explained it a bit better. You know that thing where they leave you guessing to the end? Well, they don't really clearly reveal at the end whether, you know, which it is. Was he originally a robot or was he originally human? It doesn't clearly specify, you know. So, I suppose it's one of those things where you have to figure it out for yourself, you know. And, oh yes, visual aid, good news and bad. I did get a T600 action figure when the movie was brand new, but I can't find it anywhere. I've searched high and low and I can't find it. But I found this. The packet. This is a Terminator Salvation packet. It's official merchandise, and that's the cardboard from where the action figure came in. And on the back we have, yeah, can we see that all right? The different kinds of Terminators. We have, yes, the regular Terminator, a T700 Marcus there, and then we have battle damaged Marcus with half his face ripped off because he's got a robot skull underneath. So which parts of him are still human? We know his heart is still human, that's specified in the film, but is his brain still human? Did they get a human brain and put it inside a metal skeleton? It's really odd, you know, but yes, they could have explained the Marcus story a bit better at the end, but they didn't. And that's the Sergeant there, I think he's called, yeah, Sergeant Barnes. And there, that's the figure I'm talking about, the T600. That's one I had with a heavy machine gun. And in the story, his skin's made of rubber, not flesh and bone, because that comes later. They make that later. And so yeah, that's quite a cool figure, yeah. And even, you know, after he has one of his legs blown off, his foot comes off, and he carries on trying to kill everyone. You know, they never stop killing these Terminator machines, yeah. So yeah, so a good little lineup of figures you can get. I can't see a John Connor there. It's a bit silly. They should have really done an act. Maybe they did later. I don't know. Yeah. And oh yes, I don't know if this is a blooper or not, but I'll just point it out. The Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator, the T800, we see one of them being built in this movie Terminator Salvation in the year 2018. However, in the first Terminator film, Kyle Reese very clearly points out that cyborgs that don't have rubber skin, they have real living tissue, and they can sweat, they can bleed, they have bad breath, they're just like humans, you know, and that they're brand new in the year 2029. So why is there one in 2018? That doesn't make sense, you know. Oh, I don't know, maybe because of time travel, this is an alternate timeline or something, I don't know, but they could have done that a bit better, I don't know, save the T800 one for a sequel. They didn't do a sequel, but so yeah, that's all you're getting there. And it's quite clever, the way they have a bodybuilder with Arnold Schwarzenegger's face with CGI, you know, superimposed on. So it looks just like a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that's quite clever special effects, yeah. So I think if you're a Terminator fan, Terminator Salvation is definitely worth a look. It does deliver on special effects, but sometimes you find that there's more attention on the special effects than there is in the story and the character development. That could have been done a bit better, yeah. And Christian Bale playing the new John Connor, yeah, he does do a half-decent job. Sometimes he seems really aggressive in every word he says all the time, you know. But then maybe that's kind of the point. It's a gritty time, you know. So if you're expecting a movie better than Terminators 1, 2 and 3, no, you're going to be disappointed, no. But it is worth a look. It's not as good as 1, 2 and 3, but it's the next best thing, you know. And I don't know for certain, because I do know that there's rumours there's going to be a 5th Terminator film, and maybe it'll be set in the future, or maybe it'll be set in the past. Because wasn't that kind of the appeal of the Terminator films? You know, the Terminator is much more menacing in art in the past, because nothing can stop him. He's virtually indestructible. This blend of future and past technology that's what made the Terminator films stick out. So if you make the entire thing set in the future, well, it's not the same as before, is it? You know, so I don't know. If they do another, maybe it will be set in the present, the past, or the future. I don't know. But well, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what time period it's set in, as long as it's a good story. You know, yeah. And in Terminator Salvation, we have some homages to the originals, like when his feet are going, the Terminator skeleton's feet are going on the steps, just like they did in the first one, and they play the Guns N' Roses song from Terminator 2. You know, little things like that, sort of homages to the original films. But what about one-liners? Well, there are no original one-liners. They say, "Come with me if you want to live. I'll be back." And no fate but what we make for ourselves. But no, there's no original one. you know. So I don't know. For a one-liner to become one-liner, the film has to be a huge blockbuster, and the movie was just moderately successful. So maybe, you know, if it'd been more successful, then the lines would have stood out more. I don't know. I just think you should have some new original one-liners. Don't keep rehashing, revamping old one-liners from the old films. We want to see stuff that we're familiar with from the first ones, yes, but you have to be original at the same time. You have to get the balance right, you know. So Terminator Salvation, yes, we do see, you know, how it all works and everything, but I don't know, I would have thought of John Connor's foreknowledge, wouldn't he have become the leader straight away? But no, he doesn't become leader straight away, which, you know, why doesn't he ever mention that he has lots of foreknowledge from the future? I think, yeah, that bit could have been done a bit better, you know. But in the long run, worth a look. Not as good as 1, 2 and 3, but Terminator Salvation, it's a good extra bit, you know. It's not as good, but the next best thing, if you see what I mean. So if you haven't seen it, it's worth a look. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care.